Our Alaskan adventure began in Seattle, our port of embarkation. Having heard so many terrific things about this city, we decided to arrive a day early to sample as many of them as we could. But squeezing it all into one day was not going to be easy. So, we hitched a ride on the city's commercial monorail, originally built for Seattle's 1962 World's Fair, and made our way to our first stop, Pike Place Market. Overlooking the Elliott Bay waterfront, Pike Place is one of the oldest continuously operating public farmers markets in the U.S., and Seattle's #1 tourist attraction. Here, you'll find everything from fresh seafood and produce to comic books and antiques. Must-see is the Pike Place Fish Market. Here, whenever a customer orders a fish, an employee picks up the fish and hurls it over the countertop to another employee who preps it for sale. If you're a coffee lover, you've got to pay a visit to the very first Starbucks. It's hard to believe that it all started right here in 1971, and 40 years later has grown into a billion-dollar business that has made coffee hip. And for those like myself who enjoy offbeat attractions, there's the Gum Wall. Located under Pike Place, the Gum Wall got started when patrons of the Market Theater began sticking gum on the walls outside of the theater. After several unsuccessful attempts to remove the gum, theater workers eventually gave up after market officials deemed the wall to be a tourist attraction. Yet despite the fact that it's been named one of the top 5 germiest tourist attractions of the world, there's a rather strange aesthetic quality to it. Heck, even we couldn't resist the opportunity to contribute to this unique landmark. Our next destination? Pioneer Square, and a tour of the Seattle Underground. The area around Pioneer Square was originally built on filled-in tidelands and was prone to flooding. When the Great Seattle Fire of 1889 destroyed a large portion of the buildings in this area, the city leaders made 2 strategic decisions about its reconstruction. 1, that all new buildings must be made of stone or brick, and 2, that all streets would be regraded to a higher level. So, the city built retaining walls on both sides of the old streets and filled in the space between the walls to effectively raise the street level, making them 1 story higher than the old sidewalks that still ran alongside them. The result? A network of subterranean passageways beneath the sidewalks that is now known as the Seattle Underground. After a brief orientation inside of a restored 1890 saloon, we set off on our tour of the Underground. As our big day was drawing to a close, we made our way down to the Seattle waterfront. Looking out over Elliott Bay, and shadowed by the Seattle skyline, this area is home to a variety of restaurants and shops, as well as its newest attraction, a 200-foot tall Ferris wheel. So we hopped on a gondola car for one final look at this great city. While we didn't get a chance to experience everything this great city has to offer, we definitely enjoyed our brief visit. Tomorrow, we set sail for Alaska.